Posh.
Woo!
I'm Betty Ball.
I'm Stevie B.
And I'm Jay Sykes.
Oh wow, that's new.
Hello.
He's a Mackem.
Well, no, I'm confused. There's three of us.
He's a Mackem.
She's from South Shields.
And Jay is from...
Huddersfield.
She's from Huddersfield.
Yay!
And this is Speak Up Sunderland.
Woo! Wow, that was weird. A threesome.
So for anyone who's not heard of Speak Up Sunderland before, we're the kind of podcast that like to support things happening here in Sunderland. People that deserve being talked about, events and projects that matter in this city, and that's a reason why Betty and Stevie were so keen to come on board with Speak Up Sunderland in the first place.
Yes. And it has been one hell of a year, 2019.
Oh boy. It's an emotional journey for us because we're really attached to Sunderland. Like I say in every podcast that I do, I'm born and bred here, so to meet people that I've never met before, to learn something new about Sunderland that I've never heard before, because you think you know everything about it, you don't. Even some of the people that's already here, that we've met a few times, to see them come back is a joy. And I just love that we evolve this month by month into something else. I love it, and I'm proud to do it, and every episode I get emotional. I'll probably be super emotional tonight because I've seen what we're going to do. I've spoken to some of the guests already. I need a bucket down here for the emotions, but
Oh, aren't you a
it's
little
going to be good.
sweetheart?
And I think I'm feeling festive as well.
Oh, that's lovely. But it doesn't stop there. 2020 is jam-packed full of weird, wonderful, amazing things that you're doing, we're going to be doing, and everything else in between. Isn't that right, Producer Jay Sykes?
Hi.
She says, handing it over to him.
Yeah, as ever, if you have projects that you want being talked about, whether that's in this space, in the fire station, by the way, thank you so much to the fire station for giving us this space and for supporting us. They're wonderful. Whether that's at these events or whether that's on the podcast itself, we want to promote things that you're doing. So whether that's creative projects or events, or if your business is doing something, or if you know somebody that needs a voice behind them where they don't have one, we want to be that platform for you.
Yeah. I would add on to that just remember that we are a platform. If you do have something that you think is whatever size, whatever interest, if you wanted a platform, we want to hear from you. We want you to approach us on the website, approach us directly. If it's anything to do with Sunderland or linked to Sunderland, come and see us because we want to give you that platform.
Remember, nothing freaks you out. Weird and wonderful, give her it, because it makes a fantastic podcast. I mean, I think the last one we did here was like a Halloween special.
That freaked me out quite a bit,
and
actually.
that was really freaky deaky, but it was so different and unique, and I would have never have known that they were right here in the city of Sunderland. I forgot their names because it freaked me out that much.
Spectral Visions Press.
That's the one.
And they're a collective of writers based in Sunderland that specialise in Gothic literature. Really nice.
Wow.
It was quite scary, actually.
She took it all in, her heart starting to race, and quick as a flash she smashed in his face with a wrench that she kept in her killer's tool case, lodged deep in her basket, should victims appear. For our little Red was not what she seemed. Her wild acts of carnage could not have been dreamed by her gran or her ma, whose head she had steamed after cutting her throat with a knife.
Beautiful Morticia Adams, I called her.
Alison Younger and her husband Colin.
And she gave us this poem that made me look at Little Red Riding Hood completely differently. Like, really differently. If you like blood, guts and gore, that's definitely your thing.
It was quite scary. I didn't get to sleep till 3 o'clock that night.
No.
I'm serious. I kept thinking of all these stories and people getting chopped up.
It was gory.
It was good, though.
However,
we do have plans for
Yes.
this next year. We've still got these monthly events happening. Thanks again to the fire station. They're going to continue. So do look out for those in the future. But also we wanted to start doing something a bit more like we used to do a year ago. And because of our busy, hectic lives, Betty now sort of lives half of her life in Edinburgh. Stevie, before, didn't have a full-time job. Now he works 9 to 5.
Every
Or
day of
night
his
shift
life.
or back shift.
And then Betty works weekends. So getting everyone together often is really quite difficult. And we wanted to do something that was more like the old Speak Up Sunderland, that was like, let's get in the car and go do something crazy and meet the people of Sunderland in Sunderland.
Posh people live down there.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Right, it was called the Toppers and the Bottomers. That's basically what it was.
okay, let's go take a walk
Right.
down memory lane.
Okay, so we're going to walk down the village?
Yeah.
All right, champion. growing up in Riot, for me, the only good thing about it was the bus that left to go to the town. And I think most people feel like when you're a teenager, you just want to get out. You hate the place you brought up in. And for me, it always felt far too small. Everybody was far too nosy about wanting to know.
We
what
came
was
up
going
with
on.
this idea that was like, what if we challenged Betty Ball to go do things in Sunderland or in the area that put her out of her comfort zone?
Big time. Big time. You're horrible. Just saying.
I like this for some reason.
Well, somebody's got to.
Well, you just get to sit back, don't you?
You just get to watch
I like
and
the
watch
thought
me
that she's doing something
squirm.
she doesn't like to do.
So we're starting these in the new year. We're going to be starting in January, and they'll be monthly throughout the rest of the year. And I made like a taster version of what the first of these is going to sound
However,
like.
I made the name, and the name
God,
is
the name.
so me. It's called Balls Deep. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. Welcome to the gutter life of Betty.
It's not. It's very, very. You just play it. They'll know.
Phil, who's been here many of our live episodes, you should have seen his face when you said balls deep. There we go.
Catchy though.
And we know why.
I've never had any complaints. Actually, I've never heard this. I did this podcast, but I've never heard it edited down. So I'm hearing it for the first time, and you are hearing it for the first time. So this could be anything.
This is Balls Deep.
30 minutes, 40 minutes of hard, intense cardio with very little rest.
I need to get into this. I'm just trying to figure out where I am right at the moment.
A new spin-off series, part of the Speak Up Sunderland podcast.
I went from cleaning my house and chasing my cat around to medicine balls, probably half my body weight.
I'm just looking to see if she's willing to put the graft in.
With intense experiences and awkward situations in the area.
Every time Lee keeps lifting up his balls, gets us a bit nervous.
2 circuits, each with 5 exercises. Going to do each of them 3 times. We'll do the first 3, minute rest, then the next 3.
There is a lot of humans here, all different shapes and sizes, but the guys are like beast, proper like tanky tanks.
I'm Stevie B. Every month, I challenge our host, Betty Ball, to go balls deep.
Balls deep.
Is this going to have music in the background? Yeah. Ah, right.
Bloody hell.
We're putting her through her paces.
Sweating like a fat ass in legs.
Jumping jack, proper jumping jack, Betty.
I don't like Jack.
Whether that's with hard as nails fitness instructors,
God, there's an element of I hate you right now.
getting her art on, drawing naked people,
That one, oh.
or whatever we can think of.
People like avoid doing stuff like this because of confidence and stuff. It's like it's small group like this is what you get a bus. And everyone cracks on, everyone gets on with each other. There's no ego. You can get what you want out of this and have a bit of crack while you do it. And Betty had like killed it. I did think she was going to slap me when I mentioned the last bit, but it's all good.
You get addicted to stuff like this. And Lee's really, really good, and everyone seems to be here for the right reasons as well. Because it's such a small class, you really do get like balls deep into it. Except if I ever see a big long rope at a circle and make me climb it again, I'll probably cry. So if anyone's interested in doing what I've just done, go to Facebook and go to Raw Fitness, and Lee and all the info will be there.
Have you got an idea you want to put Betty through?
I think I'm really going to look forward to doing balls deep, if I'm brutally honest, because this is the stuff that I'm going to be doing. Ha! Stevie, I hated you at first, I actually quite liked it at the end.
If you run activities or classes in Sunderland, or you want to promote your business, get in touch.
So there's our first balls deep taste.
Oh, I'm so happy.
It hurt. I'm just saying.
This is just the first one. Oh, there's so many ideas going to my head now.
Oh no. But to be fair, that was quite a challenge. But balls deep was a bit of a, I don't know, we kind of like a brain fart.
A brain fart.
Yeah.
A brain fart?
Because I wanted to do something that was a bit more fun and a bit more challenging.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, what are we going to do? Well, put me through hell. And voila, balls deep just kind of appeared.
What's that, Deb?
Yes!
The Boxing Day dip in Roker.
On Roga.
What time is
I'm
it?
an old man.
Is it like
No idea, because I've never done it.
Boxing Day.
A Boxing Day dip wearing a Sunderland top.
Yeah, something strip.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a hand. Oh, Lord. Clean.
Yes,
Yes, I like that one.
I love these. I'm going to write these down.
Just in case we didn't hear that on the mic, a pro wrestling training camp.
Anybody aware I'm a total fairy princess?
Yeah, that's why we said it.
So we've had suggestion for Betty to go do the Boxing Day dip, to go pro wrestling. Deb?
I have another one. You said that you were a princess. I think next time you do a podcast, you need to be dressed as a princess.
Oh, that's easy.
That won't be a challenge.
Oh, I can do that, that's fine.
That's all right, she's a diva anyway.
And you might have heard in that promo thing I put together as well that the next thing that you're doing next month over at Art Centre Washington is doing life drawing.
And then naked, as in birthday suit naked.
As a birthday suit naked.
Oh,
I mean, you won't be, they will be.
I really hope not. I'm so glad it's a podcast.
But you
well,
get
that's
free
exciting.
wine with that one.
Oh.
You might need it.
Do I get a magnifying glass? I need to get the detail.
If you need a magnifying glass going life drawing, you've done something wrong.
Yeah, he's not going to be offended.
Yeah, so if you have any more suggestions, then thank you to Phil, to Ken, to Deb, and what was your name, sorry? To Bev as well. Thank you so much for your suggestions. If you've got any more, then please do get in contact with us, as you know you can usually. We're at Speak Up Sun on Twitter and Instagram. That's at Speak Up Sun, or on Facebook as well.
SpeakUpSun.com website.
Oh yeah, speakupsunderland.com. Boom. So that's one of the projects that we've got coming up next year. But there's also another reason that I'm sat at the front here as well. We have another series that we're going to be starting in April next year. It's a series that I'm working on independently, but is coming into Speak Up Sunderland. Does anyone know about the developments of the elephant tea rooms here in Sunderland? At the moment, for those who don't, they're being redeveloped and changed into a public access library that contains archive and books that are specific to the history of Sunderland. So I'm involved in terms of recording people's stories that relate to that building and the surrounding areas. And part of that project is that we're collecting memories that people have of that building, whatever stage it was at the time, whether it was when it was a bank or when it was like the tea room back in the day, and collecting those together and making that into a series. And I'm doing that in partnership with Living History North East and Sunderland Libraries Service. Put it on the Speak Up Sunderland podcast from April through to August. And they've been really lovely in allowing us to showcase that work as well. So really what I wanted to say, that's one thing we've got coming up. But if you know anybody, or if you yourself have a memory of that building, whether it's like opening up your first bank account or even looking up at the architecture, or maybe you have a connection to like that crossroads area, then I want to hear from you and I want to record you. Please like share the word of that if you can. There's the plug over.
It's a stunning building as well, though, Jay, isn't it?
It's a stunning building.
It's one of those buildings, I think, that you know is there and you walk past every day, but when you stop and look up, and look at it for 5 minutes, you realise just how brilliant that building is and how much work went into it as well.
Yeah. I think that's the thing about Sunderland for me. Like, you look down and everywhere just looks normal, but the moment you look up in some parts of Sunderland, it's gorgeous. All this architecture that you just don't realise is there.
And we should make the most of it while it's here, because you don't know how long it's going to be there.
So if you want to be a part of the podcast An Elephant Never Forgets, Jay
Hello.
is your human. Tis the season to be jolly. Is everybody in the Christmas spirit? Anyone? Or is it just me with sprouts on my head? Okay, who likes Christmas cracker jokes?
Oh God.
Right, okay, I have in this tin seasonal Christmas jokes. These are absolutely terrible. /
They're in a tin, Betty.
brilliant. The best £3 I've ever spent. And I am
Well, that
going
looks
to
like
share
value
it
for money,
with
doesn't
you
it?
guys. So I'm going to do one, then I'm going to pass the tin around. Whoever would like to have a Christmas joke and have a bit laugh and crack on, by all means. Right. Why does Father Christmas go down the chimney on Christmas Eve?
Because he can't go down on his wife.
Oh my God. No.
And the gasps and shocks in
Wow,
the
that's
audience.
normally me. Would you like to know
Sorry.
the M&S answer? Why does Father Christmas go down the chimney on Christmas Eve? Because it suits him.
Shall I try and raise it out of the gutter?
It's not gutter, that was
Well,
technically a chimney.
you know.
But yeah.
What do you call a deer with one bad eye? Bad idea. Close. I like the answer though.
What do you call a deer with no
You're wondering if you're saying the right one now, aren't you? Does anybody want one?
Does anyone want us to not do another Christmas joke?
Oh, behave, we're doing one.
Did Rudolph go to school?
I don't know, did Rudolph go to school, Bev? Oh my God.
No, he was elf taught.
Oh no. I told you they were horrific.
I have spent 4 Christmases as a Christmas elf. And the amount of elf jokes I had.
We're doing
It's against elf and safety. What do you call a fairy who's never had a bath? Jay.
Right, I'm going to do one more. Oh, Jay, do you want to do one?
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
you do one, Jay.
You've got a fabulous voice, so you can actually make this
Shall
sound
I do
good.
it in my sexiest
well,
M&S
yeah.
voice?
Do you do it in your BBC voice?
Okay, that's not good. That's racist.
It can't be racist if it's from M&S.
There you go. That one's PC.
What is the best Christmas present in the world? What is the best Christmas present in the world?
Is that an echo?
A broken drum. You can't beat it.
Hey! And that was chosen.
I loved Ken's reaction. He actually enjoyed that.
Happy days.
Betty wouldn't let me not put something Christmas in today's schedule. Oh no. Oh no.
They're mine.
These are Stevie's bells.
Bells deep.
They are actually. It's what my wife uses when she needs the dishes washing.
Jesus.
I had to go to that one quickly, didn't I?
Yeah, you really did. I was going to say, favourite Christmas memory there, Steve?
Favourite Christmas memory? Yes. I was actually talking about this to my wife last night. If you're putting the Christmas decorations up, you have to have Christmas carols in the background or Christmas songs. As we were doing it, my favourite song is Greg Lake, I Believe in Father Christmas. And the reason I remember that one is, while that song was playing, I was 7 at the time, and I was actually lying on the windowsill in my bedroom, looking up at the sky, waiting for Santa Claus to come past.
Oh, what a cutie pie.
And I actually woke up on the windowsill the next morning,
Oh,
like that. It's like a line of the windowsill on my face. Like
That's so sweet.
that is very cute.
And I was gutted because I actually thought I saw him. It was like a twinkle of a star or something.
Oh, bless you.
What about yours? What about your
What, my
Christmas
favourite
mem-
Christmas
yeah.
memory? When I got my first job as a paper girl, I got paid £21 a month. A week. And I saved all of my wages up for 2 months to buy my mum Circus du Soleil tickets. I got these tickets, I got 2 tickets. They were expensive, but it took us a while, and I put them in like the Russian doll things where you put them in a box, in a box, in a box, in a box, in a box. Well, I got like 4 boxes and put them all in. And then when I gave it to her, she was like, what on earth? And she took all them out. And then when she saw the tickets, she cried. Oh. And I was like, oh, it was so worth it. The frostbite and everything. It was so good.
frostbite?
It was all weathers. Paper humans have it tough, you know.
I remember me.
Has anybody got any nice Christmas memories? Oh, Hester's a beeping.
When I was about 4, my mum made all the decorations. She made all the Christmas decorations. And I came in the room. She'd stuck things on the ceiling. There were like stars and all the decorations hanging down. It was like fairyland. Aww. And I went, oh, because it just happened. It seemed to happen overnight, like real magic. And I was really excited. And I'd also had a sack of presents she'd put in a pillowcase, and I went, he's been! and then emptied all my presents on the floor and then looked at them all and put them all back and went back to bed. So that was a really, really nice memory.
Oh, that's lovely. Anybody else got some lovely... Go on then.
Deborah Taylor-Smith.
So I've got loads of really fantastic Christmas memories, not from my childhood, but from my children's childhood. My third born, because I have 4, Charlie, constantly he was only a toddler, and he kept saying, I was like, what do you want of Santa? And he said, poo. That's his favourite word at the time was poo, so he kept on saying poo all the time. So anyway, Santa brought him some joke shop poo in his stocking, and his face was like, oh! I said, well, that's what you asked for, poo. But that was a really good memory. I thought it was quite a good memory. But he did get other stuff after that, right? It was just a joke. But I found it really hilarious that he actually thought it was great because Santa had listened to him and brought him this poo, but he was also shocked because he wanted other stuff as well.
Oh, that's
You know,
so
that's it.
cute.
Luckily, it wasn't real poo.
Oh no, it wasn't real. It was definitely plastic.
I was
It wasn't
going to say, like, authentic?
quite realistic. It didn't smell though.
It's an organic.
Oh no.
Phil, right at the back.
So I don't have any kids, obviously, because I look like a thumb, and nobody wants to go anywhere near me. So the whole thing is that I'm an uncle, so I try to be the coolest uncle I can be. I try to buy kids the most annoying presents for parents every year.
I like that.
So if everybody will have a brother or a sister or a cousin that does this for your kids. Like, I am that person in my family. So one year I bought my 8-year-old niece a chemistry set, and apparently they can't get the blue off the walls that has made from the chemistry set now. I never got to see the end of this joke, but I'm really happy that I started it.
To be fair, I nearly ruined Christmas once.
I could believe that.
Can you remember when Michael Bublé first ever did his Christmas show on the TV? I love Michael Bublé. Who doesn't love Michael Bublé? He's gorgeous and he sounds fabulous. I was hoovering. My mum went, Bethany, will you hoover, please? The place is a mess. So I was like, right, okay. And then Michael Bublé was on. And you know when you're just like this and you're like not concentrating and then just going for it. Then I suddenly saw, like from my peripheral vision right here, like the tree was getting closer to us. And I'm thinking, huh? But Michael Bublé was on, so I was just like, oh, okay. And just kept going. And then like, I kind of got like knocked out by the Christmas tree because what I'd done was just miscellaneously doing this with the hoover, I'd sucked up the Christmas lights on the tree. So I was just away with the fairies. The tree was getting closer and closer and closer and closer. Smack! And then next thing you know, I was on the floor, tree was on the floor. The Dyson had Christmas lights wrapped around its roller. And my mum just came in and just went, oh my God. And I ran to my auntie's house because it was a brand new Dyson. And I knew I'd broke it. And I just thought I was going to get wrong. So yeah, Michael Bublé on the TV is banned. And also, I don't hoover in December. It's great.
Only you could do that.
Have you got any funny memories?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Love how you laugh.
There was one Christmas where, and this shows how old I am, I asked for a Space Invaders handheld Space Invaders game.
Wow, and get them on your phone.
And I knew I was getting it because my dad's like terrible at secrets and stuff like that. So, Dad, I really want one of these. He just winked and went, don't worry. Anyway, I felt through the presents, as you do, on Christmas Eve. Mum and Dad was in bed. I opened this one to see what it was, and it was the Space Invaders. I actually took it out carefully. You know, like what you do with sweets, and you try and put the sweet wrapper back together. So I left the wrapper open, took the box out, put the batteries in, played it for 3 hours, put it back in the box, wrapped it back up again, and put it back under the tree.
You cheeky man. Boy.
And I still, the next morning when I opened it, I went, yes! It's a Space Invaders!
Oh.
That must mean you're a really good actor to this day.
I told my mum 10 years later. She says, I knew you did it.
We knew. It's fine. Santa knows. Santa knows.
She used to say Santa's watching you. If the lights come on the alarm in the corner, then Santa's watching you.
That's so good. I'm totally mentally banking that.
Yes.
Deb, you should do that as well if you've got
You
that.
like- you
If
go.
the little red lights come on, Santa's watching.
I bought an elf cam and he was so scared to even go to the toilet and back.
Oh.
Watching us all the time. Like it. So I had to literally put it in the bin because it was like, okay, nobody's spying on you, everything's fine.
Merry Christmas, Jay.
Merry Christmas, Stevie.
And a Happy New Year.
Oh, just leave me out. That's fine.
Well, he was talking to me. You weren't talking to me.
Oh, towards some more.
Woo!